And information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grande.
Road trip. Let's go. Look at all these signs here.
Let's take a look here, folks, at all the data that we have to go through in order to get to the September rate hike. We start this week. The trip begins. The jobs report looking for 215,000. That is, it would be the 58th straight month of job growth since 2010.
Unbelievable. That's Steve Leisman, CNBC. 58 straight months of job growth. What? What is he, nuts? He's proud of that? With a GDP, economic growth that is just terrible. We've expanded 2.3% for the second quarter. But if we average it out, we're at 1.5% for half a year. What's he talking about? Welcome to Phil's Gang, coast to coast around the country, off the wall. We're going to take a look at some stocks today. The Dow is down 166 points. If you want to participate, if you want me to take a look at your stock, I'll put it up on my PT2. Be happy to do that. Let me give you the call-in number, 855-745-7445. That's 855-745-7445. If you want me to take a look at your stock, I'll put it up on our PT2 and tell you if institutions are taking their money out of the or putting money in. Okay. Wow. I can't believe this. They try to make things look so rosy. They try to mask all the problems. I don't get something. Now, he's sitting here talking about why they're going to raise rates. He's taking a road trip. I hope he takes a trip so far we never see him again. Why he's going to raise rates? She's not going to raise rates. First of all, somebody answer this question. If she's going to raise rates now, when we have a worse economic growth than in 2012, 2013, 2014, worse now. Well, wait a minute. Why would she raise now with a worse economic growth than back then with a better economic growth when the economy was better? It doesn't make any sense. It's all jibber-jabber. It's all a bunch of nonsense. It's all a lie. Our GDP expanded at 2.3% with a lot of fudging of numbers, especially inventories, I can tell you that. And as I said, if you take this GDP and you average it out for the first half of the year, it's 1.5%. If you take all the jobs that he's been talking about for 56 months, we're average about 225,000 jobs. That's your GDP at 2%. You want a GDP, you want jobs of 400,000, 500,000, even 475 every month while you're coming out of the recession. When you come out of a recession, you have about 475,000 jobs. That gives you an economic growth of about 4 or 5%. We've been coming out of this recession, which, by the way, only takes 18 months. This recession has taken, my God, almost 6 years. But really, technically, we are, but we're not. So think about it. This is the worst recovery in 11 years. Coming out of the recession on an average of 225,000 jobs. You take all the other 11 recessions, we're coming out at about 425,000 jobs. What a difference. Once you're out, then you level off to 225, 250. They have never had that burst coming out of the recession of 400,000 jobs or more. It is terrible. This economy, if you take a look at the GDP, our economic growth, this economy would have to grow 4.7% during the final 2 quarters of this year to reach even 3%. There is no way they're going to reach 3%. What are you, nuts? In fact, the last time that we experienced 3% was in 2005. 2005. See, they keep trying to take parking space on our head that we've had this big comeback. We've had this housing comeback. No, we haven't. The only housing boom we've had has been in real expensive homes. But guess what? That's dying off now too. That's right. We had, if you think about it, the only people that are really buying homes were the wealthy because they were making so much money in the stock market.
Luxury real estate report shows that while sales of million-dollar homes are up, prices are actually down. There were 24 sold for $1 million or more in the second quarter. That's up 14% year over year, but prices were down 2.4% in the quarter. Meanwhile, inventory is creeping up. They're now 65.
Yeah, see, even the wealthy, they're starting to cut back. They're starting to cut back because they know something's coming. They know this economy has been a fake economy since 2009. This whole economy's been fake. The whole stock market's been fake. Fake everything. But you know what really gets me is the productivity. There's been no improvement in our productivity. None. Going all the way back, you go all the way back to 2005. Where's the productivity? There's none. Now, Yellen keeps telling us and saying that she's going to raise these rates, and she keeps telling us how she's upset with the income, right?
The gap between rich and poor now ranks as a major concern in the mind of citizens.
Really, everybody's concerned about the difference between the rich and the poor. Hillary said she is upset too, especially because CEOs are making 300 times more than their workers.
30 years ago, top CEOs made 50 times what a typical worker did. Today, they make 300 times more. That just doesn't make sense. Previous generations...
Well, wait a minute. Yes, it does, because of what your husband did. Where's this coming from? Where's this coming from, Hillary? Why don't we start with trade agreements? Income inequality contributes more trade agreements contribute more to income inequality than almost anything else other than quantitative easing. Trade agreements made by your husband, Bill Clinton, NAFTA trade agreement, because of the cheap labor in Mexico and the other emerging markets like Asia, the American worker, because of your husband with this NAFTA, wages has stagnated. The lowest in 33 years. The only time, and actually in the last 46 years, wages rose for workers more than 2% was a short time, 1998 to 2000, during the internet boom. That was it, from 1998 to 2000. That's the only time wages rose to more than 2%. NAFTA contributed to massive closings of plants, eliminating millions of blue-collar workers. Now, there's for income inequality, Hillary. There's your husband again. His 1993 tax law. That tax law changed. That's right. Because Bill Clinton introduced the 1993 tax law because if you recall, there was a back in the late 80s and 90s. That was the time in our history that we had the corporate raiders, the advent of the corporate raiders. They all came in. Remember Icahn and the rest of them? Now, they claimed, these corporate raiders, that they were raiding because the CEOs of their targeted companies were failing to maximize returns to shareholders. So, to try and eliminate these corporate raiders, that's when board of directors aligned the interests of management and shareholders by making the stock-based pay much bigger component of the executive compensation. More on income inequality and stocks when we return.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. At philsgang.com, we promote core technicals and chart analysis that enables each Philsgang member to be the best investor they can be. At philsgang.com, stock investing is defined in detail by the Philsgang standards. Working together, we achieve our goals and ultimately provide a truly unique profit-taking experience for our members. This is what philsgang.com does, and no one does it better than the off-the-Wall Street maverick, Phil Grande. For over 15 years, Phil coaches and teaches that stock investing diversity goes beyond fundamentals and stories. We believe that amazing things happen when people invest in themselves by following Phil's format and recommendations. At philsgang.com, we believe in the desire to embrace, build, and deliver on our core values and promises. And for over 15 years, Phil Grande has delivered on that promise. For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, Phil Grande, Phil's Gang. We're here again. It is summer again, another year. Same thing, just different players. Greece is slipping down a slippery slope. They're going broke. Obama, he's going to raise premiums. Of course, he lied to us, say he wasn't going to. Food prices are skyrocketing. You're going to be paying more for hot dogs and hamburgers than you ever did before. They tell us there's no inflation. And the Fed, hey, they're going to raise rates in September. Well, they always tell us they're going to raise rates, and they never do. But you know what? Young or old, we're here to reach out to you. Retirement is the main crisis we are having. Even if you're 35 years old, you're going to think, oh, that's a long time. Well, you don't have to worry about it. Oh, yes, you do. Check out Phil's Gang. Whether you're young, whether you're old, it doesn't matter. We're all going to reach the same place, retirement. Let me reach out and help you. That's philsgang.com. Give us a call if you're concerned about living the same lifestyle you became accustomed to while working.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-GANG. 877-600-4264.
I'm Phil Grande of philsgang.com. Every day I talk to you about the PT2 chart. What is that? It's a chart that tells you when to buy, it turns green, when to sell, it turns red. It sounds so simplistic, so easy, it doesn't even sound real. But you know what? It works. Technology. That's what you got to look at today. Technology. It does work. philsgang.com. My chart.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264.
Timing is everything in life, and to be successful in the stock market, timing requires being in at the right time and out at the right time. At philsgang.com, Phil Grande teaches and coaches you on stocks to identify and how to wisely time your investments. With Phil's technical analysis, learn chart indicators and learn how to recognize patterns. Plus, you learn to identify those patterns so you can time the market to buy or short the market. Novice for expert. For investors who need cutting-edge stock market information that gives a strategic advantage that no one else has, philsgang.com is your only source to making consistent profits in the stock market. For a daily education in timing the stock market and making profits, go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Or log on to philsgang.com.
What is philsgang.com is a subscription website service that host Phil Grande has been teaching and providing daily stock investment recommendations for over 15 years, all in the name of making its customers educated investors and helping the kids at St. Jude's Children's Hospital. If you want to take charge of your financial future, then do not wait any longer. For only $49.95, become a Phil's Gang member today. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. At philsgang.com, we promote core technicals and chart analysis that enables each Phil's Gang member to be the best investor they can be. At philsgang.com, stock investing is defined in detail by the Phil's Gang standards. Working together, we achieve our goals and ultimately provide a truly unique profit-taking experience for our members. This is what philsgang.com does, and no one does it better than the off-the-Wall Street maverick, Phil Grande. For over 15 years, Phil coaches and teaches that stock investing diversity goes beyond fundamentals and stories. We believe that amazing things happen when people invest in themselves by following Phil's format and recommendations. At philsgang.com, we believe in the desire to embrace, build, and deliver on our core values and promises. And for over 15 years, Phil Grande has delivered on that promise. For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Show. This segment is brought to you by philsgang.com.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. We're talking about trade agreements are the reason we have this income inequality, which Hillary Clinton is complaining about. And it was her husband, Bill, who caused this. NAFTA, that was one of the biggest problems for income inequality. We just couldn't keep up with the wages. They were so, Mexico and Asia, the wages just dropped away. We couldn't compete. Then they had a tax law that changed. And who changed the tax law? Well, it was Bill Clinton again. He introduced the 1993 tax law. Why? What is that all about? Because in the 80s and 90s, that was the time we had all these corporate raiders. And what the corporate raiders were saying is that these companies, the CEOs, weren't maximizing returns on for the shareholders. So we're going to attack the company. We're going to raid them. So to try to discourage that, board of directors did is they aligned the interest of management and shareholders by making stock-based pay a much bigger component of the executive compensation. At the same time, by making it much bigger, their stock options, there was an advantage in that tax law for companies to pay the bulk that to the CEO through stock options. They got the right off as long as he was making $1 million or more. So it was, and because of this tax law, and because of what they did, that led back into the third thing that causes home income inequality, which is stock buybacks. So it all goes back to her husband, for heaven's sakes. It's crazy. Okay, we're going to take a caller and take a look at some stocks. We're going to take Brian, if you want to call. Remember, 855-745-7445, and I'll take a look at your stock. Brian from New York. Brian, how are you doing? Valero?
You're doing pretty good. Yeah, I'm looking at Valero, and I'm looking at the ConocoPhillips.
All right, let's quick look at Valero for you. Okay, Valero right now, are you in the stock?
Yes, I am.
Okay, Valero right now is what we call a snapback. Okay, Valero right now is just pulling back. It's had a nice run, but right now, what I would do if it started to drop much below $62, I don't know how many shares you have, but if it started to drop much below $62, then I would take a lot of my shares off at that point. But right now, I would stay with it until, because you got support at $62. If it breaks that support, then I would start thinking differently. And the other one you have is, let's take a look at CLP. And CLP, again, you have, whoops, back up here, CLP. I think we can get it on our chart. Hope we can. No, okay, we can't get CLP. We can't get it on our chart right now. But I can, but as I say, I would just stay with that until it broke through that support.
Okay, thanks very much, Phil. I appreciate your advice.
Okay, sorry we couldn't get CLP up for you. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
All right, you're welcome. All right. Again, the best thing in the world, gang, is when you look at a stock, and here's what I think is going to happen. You got to look at a stock two ways. You can't just look at stocks, buying them. Everybody thinks that, well, I'm just going to buy a stock. Well, no, because the other side is the selling of a stock. And what we have going right now, I mean, they're not going to raise these interest rates. The economy is not doing well. I mean, you saw what we had for my God, what we're getting for manufacturing is falling through the floor. I mean, nothing's going right, not at all. And if you take a look at what we're getting for housing. Housing's not doing well either. I mean, there is nothing that they're giving us that's doing well. The economic numbers are terrible. So we have household spending. That's dropped to a real bad level. And then when you don't have household spending, and retail sales have really dropped to a terrible level. And then you have durable goods. Those are the sale of appliances and TVs. Awful. Everything we look at is not good. Why? Why isn't our economy growing? Why is it at a lousy 2%, for heaven's sakes? Because, again, this administration, our Congress, they just don't focus enough on jobs. And where do you focus on the jobs? On small businesses. And it's the small business that really creates the job. It's the entrepreneurs that really create a country, an economy, a middle class. That's what works. And when you don't target small business, try to help them and create that environment, and we're not doing it. We're just not doing it. I have to laugh at too with Hillary going after this. The CEOs are making 300 times more, okay, than the workers, and all this income inequality. Remember, it was the stock buyback. That's the big deal. That's what's really hurting the stock buyback. The stock buyback is really killing this country because the stock buyback, remember, they're taking these CEOs, when they're taking the majority of their profits, and you got to understand this is bad, take the majority of their profits, let's say 54%. Then they take 37% of their dividends. And let's put it in cash, say $2.4 trillion since 2009. And then they borrow another $2 trillion from the Federal Reserve to buy back the stock on the open market to reduce the number of shares, so to spread their earnings over fewer shares, artificially increasing these individual stocks as much as 300%, and the overall stock market 160%. The problem we have, you have the 500 highest paid executives are receiving an average of $30 million a year. $30 million. So instead of that money going back into the economy, that money going back into wages, going back into new equipment, going back into R&D, it's not happening. So our economic growth is pathetic, 2% instead of 5%. So it's the CEOs and the shareholders making all the money, but the money is not going back into our economy, not growing our economy. So our factories are getting older, our machinery, technology is getting older. We can't compete anymore. So then they do QE to get the stock up even. When companies aren't making money anymore, top line sales, they just rally the stock with QE. They put another $3 trillion right into the stock market to move those stocks up. And this kills the economy. It really does. Hey, we'll be back and we're going to take a look at Schlumberger and some of the railroad stocks.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. What is Phil's Gang? Phil'sGang.com is a subscription website service that host Phil Grande has been teaching and providing daily stock investment recommendations for over 15 years, all in the name of making its customers educated investors and helping the kids at St. Jude's Children's Hospital. If you want to take charge of your financial future, then do not wait any longer. For only $49.95, become a Phil's Gang member today. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877. Corrections are bound to happen. But what if you could see the correction coming in advance? What if you could be prepared to short the market before it's too late? Don't get caught off guard. Become a philsgang.com member and get all the daily market information, investment strategies, and be prepared to make profits when the market is up or the market is down. You can do this for only $49.95 a month. Learn how to invest in the market, get daily coaching guidance on your investments, and take the first step of putting profits in your pocket. With philsgang.com, you and get daily instructions on how to invest in the market. You don't have to worry about long-term contracts or hidden fees. Plus, all philsgang.com material is archived, so just log on and enjoy the ride to profits. philsgang.com. Go to philsgang.com or give them a call today at 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. Stock market corrections may seem like random occurrences, but the fact is, market corrections are bound to happen. But what if you could see the correction coming in advance? What if you could be prepared to before it's too late. Don't get caught off guard. Become a philsgang.com member and get all the daily market information, investment strategies, and be prepared to make profits when the market is up or the market is down. You can do this for only $49.95 a month. Learn how to invest in the market, get daily coaching guidance on your investments, and take the first step of putting profits in your pocket. With philsgang.com, you just log on and get daily instructions on how to invest in the market. You don't have to worry about long-term contracts or hidden fees. Plus, all philsgang.com material is archived, so just log on and enjoy the ride to profits. philsgang.com. Go to philsgang.com or give them a call today at 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Be sure to watch the Phil's Gang Show Grande, weekdays at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on various devices like smartphones, tablets, your computer, and more. Get free access to the Phil's Gang Show right in your hands at home or on the go. Simply go to philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com and click on the Listen Live link. And we'll see you on the charts.
Hi, gang. Phil Grande of philsgang.com. Time after time, I hear investors say they are afraid to get back in the stock market. Well, I don't blame you, but you're missing an opportunity. At philsgang.com, we take away that fear. We take away the risk of investing. At philsgang.com, we offer a different investment program that can help you to implement strategy for short-term and long-term investing success. No matter if the market is up, you can follow me with a spider. Or we have a program for the working investor, someone who's busy all day, don't have time to dedicate to investing. A perfect program for you. No matter what the program, philsgang.com, our mission is to make you a better investor. For more information, philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-GANG.
For more bunch like that, that's Phil Grande, philsgang.com. Phil Grande is unique, the industry leader, the first talk show host ever to combine social issues and finance into winning stock market ideas. That's philsgang.com. That's .com. Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Show. This segment is brought to you by the Phil's channel on YouTube.com.
I think capitalism, it's destabilizing the planet's life support system.
Sure.
And this same economic system based on short-term growth and endless profits is
Right.
also the reason for pretty much everything else that is lousy in our society.
What is the difference between a Democrat and a socialist? I used to think there was a big difference. What do you think it is?
Well, that turned out to be a big story because Wasserman Schultz could not answer the question. There was between a socialist and a Democrat. But I will help you with that a little bit later. But first, let's get back to the market. And if you want to call, take a look at your stock, 855-745-7445. Now, we're not going to raise rates. It's silly to even think so. It's all just jibber jabber, nothing else. Because you can't raise rates. Because our economy is doing terrible. If you raised rates right now, it would kill this economy. It would kill that. For heaven's sakes. And as I said, if you go back and you look at why there's such income inequality, it's amazing how the Clintons aren't taking any responsibility, but she yet goes out and campaigns and blames everybody else, and then she says she's going to fix it when it was her husband who started this great income inequality with NAFTA and then changed the tax laws so there'll be an advantage for companies to pay the CEOs by stock options. It was an advantage for the company tax-wise. They got a great deduction. They had to waive the stock buybacks, so then it benefited the CEOs and the shareholders, but the company got no value. The company got no value, and the economy got no value. So instead of taking all of those profits into the company or putting it back into the economy, which is the same thing, giving wages and new equipment and so forth. They didn't do that. They put it in their own pocket. That's where the problem is. So Bill Clinton, is the one who came up with the tax change to make these stock buybacks beneficial. And then the economy's been doing so badly, so poorly, because only a very few people are making all the money, and the money is not going back into the economy to mask how terrible it is, because we don't have top-line sales, because people aren't making enough money. The middle class is slipping into poverty. And first they start out with part-time jobs, then slip into poverty. That's the terrible thing about part-time jobs. And so to make companies look better than they are, so the CEOs can make more money, get compensated, instead of creating jobs, doing the right thing, they just go out and they start quantitative easing to push the stocks up further. So now we're sitting here 6 years later, and we've had virtually no growth. But boy, have the CEOs and the shareholders, have they benefited big time. And that is why there's this income inequality. So let's put the blame where it is, where it should be. So you got corporate profits are going down, but stock prices are going up because of this, because of the stock buybacks. This is crazy. So what does that do? Well, that's why you've got to get used to playing the other side of the stock market. Your broker, your planner doesn't have you set, because you can't do this every year for 6 years in a row. And we're seeing it now. The stock market has stalled for the first time in 6 years. We're going sideways for 5 months. We haven't ever seen that in 6 years. It's stopped. Why? Because we have a huge strike, we'll say, stock buying strike by the big institutions and the big investors. So they're pulling their stock out. So what they do to mask this and try to hold the stock price up as long as they can, they've been playing games, once again, with stock buybacks. But you only can do it for so long, because now these stock buybacks are taking a toll on the companies, because when they go and take half or 3/4 of their profits, instead of putting it back into the company, putting back into the economy, they put it in their pocket. Now it's like a car. You don't do anything with your car for years, and you think you're smart, you saved all this money, then all of a sudden what happens with your car? It's almost worth nothing, because now you got to, because you have to maintain it, you have to replace the engine, you got to replace the transmission. It's the same thing. So our companies have not been competitive. And what really, really drives our economy is entrepreneurs. But there's no incentive for entrepreneurs. That's the problem. It's always been the entrepreneur, but where's the incentive for them? They can't go to the bank and borrow money anymore. Only the top. Look at the Clintons. $140 million they made. Do you think Hillary really cares about the CEOs?
30 years ago, top CEOs made 50 times what a typical worker did. Today, they make 300 times.
You think she cares? She and her husband made $140 million. I don't think they're worrying about manufacturing falling off the cliff to a 3-month low, do you? I mean, the weakest print since March, and I don't think they're losing sleep. Or the export orders, our exports are the lowest in 3 years. Our employment's here. Do you think more than 5 years after this official end to the recession, the corporate earnings are 3 times higher than sales revenues? I would take a look at that. The stock goes up 160. What's going to happen? What's going to happen when they can't do that anymore? Well, you're going to get a correction in the market. These stocks are way overbought. So here's what you do. Get used to it now. It's going to happen. Now, the last caller, for example, I think his name was Brian, and we couldn't get it. We had the wrong symbol, COP, and that was ConocoPhillips. This is a great stock to look at. The PT2. Now, just think about it. If that was put on the PT2, when we had our two crossovers, or even the second crossover, if you sold it short when it was at $64 and now it's $49, give me that difference. When we had what we call the crossover and we had this 29% drop, that means you would have made a 29% return. Go to my site tonight. Go to philsgang.com and you'll see the video right there. And you'll see where I have it, and it says, view the PT2 stocks. And your broker's going to tell you, stay in or cross average down. No. If you're with me, all you do is learn how to short it when it turns red. Now, let's take, for example, let's take Schlumberger, SLB. This is it's free. And it says right there, okay, my PT2, the PT2 video. And under there, you can go to all my videos, okay, all the videos I've done. But I want to point out the PT2 video because you should go see this. It's free, and it works. It works. So in a railroad, let's take a look at NSC. This was another one, NSC. These aren't made up. Go take a look. It was around $106. Action. You're going to be making money on the three of these as they're going down with very little risk using the technology, the PT2. Check out my homepage tonight, philsgang.com. We'll be right back after this break.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, Phil Grande, Phil's Gang. We're here again. It is summer again, another year. Same thing, just different players. Greece is slipping down a slippery slope. They're going broke. Obama, he's going to raise premiums. Of course, he lied to us, say he wasn't going to. Food prices are skyrocketing. You're going to be paying more for hot dogs and hamburgers than you ever did before. They tell us there's no inflation. And the Fed, hey, they're going to raise rates in September. Well, they always tell us they're going to raise rates, and they never do. But you know what? Young or old, we're here to reach out to you. Retirement is the main crisis we are having. Even if you're 35 years old, you're going to think, that's a long time. Well, you don't have to worry about it. Oh, yes, you do. Check out Phil's Gang. Whether you're young, whether you're old, doesn't matter. We're all going to reach the same place, retirement. Let me reach out and help you. That's philsgang.com. Give us a call if you're concerned about living the same lifestyle you became accustomed to while working.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264.
Why aren't you using the spiders? Why are you paying 63% of the money you saved as a fee? 401k, you are paying in fees 63% of the money that you saved. That is crazy. Why don't you switch to the spiders? Join my gang, Phil's Gang, and do what millions of people do. Use the spiders. 500 best stocks in the world.
Find out more at philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264.
Hi, Phil Grande, Phil's Gang. We're here again. It is summer again, another year. Same thing, just different players. Greece is slipping down a slippery slope. They're going broke. Obama, he's going to raise premiums. Of course, he lied to us, say he wasn't going to. Food prices are skyrocketing. You're going to be paying more for hot dogs and hamburgers than you ever did before. They tell us there's no inflation. And the Fed, hey, they're going to raise rates in September. Well, they always tell us they're going to raise rates, and they never do. But you know what? Young or old, we're here to reach out to you. Retirement is the main crisis we are having. Even if you're 35 years old, you're going to think, that's a long time. Well, you don't have to worry about it. Oh, yes, you do. Check out Phil's Gang. Whether you're young, whether you're old, doesn't matter. We're all going to reach the same place, retirement. Let me reach out and help you. That's philsgang.com. Give us a call if you're concerned about living the same lifestyle you became accustomed to while working.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264.
Some girls wish to grow up and be a princess. Other girls wish to simply grow up. May and Bailey are friends battling kidney cancer at St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. We developed a treatment for their cancer that's helping kids like them across America.
You know what I wish for? My hair back. And no more cancer.
Well, girls, St. Jude is working on that.
Donate now at stjude.org or shop wherever you see the St. Jude logo.
Timing is everything in life, and to be successful in the stock market, timing requires being in at the right time and out at the right time. At philsgang.com, Phil Grande teaches and coaches you on stocks to identify and how to wisely time your investments. With Phil's technical analysis, chart indicators, and learn how to recognize patterns. Plus, you learn to identify those patterns so you can time the market to buy. Market. Novice for expert. For investors who need cutting-edge stock market information that gives a strategic advantage that no one else has, philsgang.com is your only source to making consistent profits in the stock market. For a daily education in timing the stock market and making profits, go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Or log on to philsgang.com.
Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Radio Show. Want to know more about Phil's Gang? Go to philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
This is about the whole economy, but in particular, what do we need to do to clear the way for small businesses to start and grow? And I'm going to be the small business president.
Give me a break. She's even laughing at herself. I'm going to be the small business Are you kidding? Where have you been? You're part of the administration. You're part of the White House. Why don't you go in and stomp your feet and say, we need small businesses? You don't want small businesses. That goes against the core of what you and Obama believe as socialists. You don't want small businesses because if you have small business, you're going to produce workers. And you're going to produce full-time workers in high-paying jobs. And that means they're not going to have to depend on the Democratic Party. That's why you stopped the small business by A, make sure you had the Dodd-Frank bill in place to kill all the small community banks so that we didn't have access to the small community banks. That's why you also put savings rates down to 0.25% so that they wouldn't have enough money to loan to small businesses. Everybody took their money out of the bank and went to the 10-year Treasury to loan the money to the government for 10 years at 2.2%. Don't give me that. You're a liar. Oh, my God. But we know that. So what do? Here's what I want you to do. You're going to have to get used to the fact these stock prices are so overvalued. It's incredible. They've been propping this market up with all the accounting tricks between taking the banks and changing the accounting rules, the accounting tricks with the stock buybacks, the accounting tricks with QE, the accounting tricks by going in and printing enough money and buying all the 10-year treasuries so the Saudis and the Chinese know they look and they, oh my God, the 10-year treasury isn't attractive anymore, because when the Federal Reserve prints their own money and they go in like they did, remember, since 2009 to the end of 2014, the Fed bought all the 10-year treasuries so that the yields would be way down to 1.1%, which forced China and the other countries to go to the stock market to again push the stock market up, then again with stock buybacks, then again with QE putting $3 trillion in, all fake. So when this implodes, and it will implode, why are we going to be so lucky to think we're not going to have another correction with the dot-coms and with the housing con? This is a bigger con. Here's what I want you to do. Go to my site tonight, philsgang.com. Now, there's a nice video to why you should be a gang member. But also, this is all free. I have a video that demonstrates my PT2 chart. And it shows CXW, Schlumberger, and GDX, the gold mining stocks. And you will see And I'm going to put up Schlumberger right now. And Schlumberger, if you recall, if you look at Schlumberger, we had a crossover and it turned from red to green when it was 94. $25. That's it. 25 to make 500. Because as the stock gets stronger and better, and I guide you all the way through, you can keep adding and adding and adding. But as soon as it turns red again, we just don't panic and get out. We turn around and short it. That's what it's about. For her to come on and say that she's going to take care of small business, no. You know, there is a real problem. There's a real problem. By the way, when you're in my site, once you review why to join the gang and also how to take a look at my PT2, it's free. Then there's also, it'll show you the video channel where I have all of my videos on the market, what I think the market's going to do and so forth. Check it out. Okay. And just it says Phil's Gang video channel. Just click right there. Okay. Now, let's go back. Let's go back to, again, how can they tell us we're going to have a rate hike when we had the Empire factory orders fell 8 and 9 months? We just got those numbers. Industrial production just dropped again for 3 months in a row. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I'm telling you. So they're going to continue with stock buybacks, but right now the stock buybacks are not as aggressive as they were. Why? Because what's happening to these companies, remember, when they take their profits, 54% of their earnings, 32% of their dividends, and plow them back into their pocket. It used to go into the economy, and that's why you got a GDP of 4 or 5%, no more. So the only people that are benefiting are the very, very wealthy. The middle class is slipping into poverty because we're not creating jobs, these business jobs. She says she's going to create jobs. She'll never create a job. She wouldn't know how to create a job if she tripped over a job. She wouldn't know what to do to create a job. She has no clue. First of all, if she went out to create jobs, the best place to create jobs is in the oil field, is in fracking, is in gas, drilling. But she can't do that. Because why? Oh, she lose her environmental base. She can't go and start the pipeline. She wouldn't. You as president, you think Hillary would start the pipeline? What's the name? Horizon, the pipeline. Keystone. You think she would go on pipeline? Are you nuts? She won't even answer a question. Never mind start it. The easiest place to start jobs is in the oil field. But that'll never happen. Never happen. And just remember, every time you hear her lying and other candidates lying about income inequality is the fault of this guy and the fault of that guy, remember, it started with all these NAFTA agreements. These trade agreements is what started income inequality because we could no longer compete. And what did we do? We shut our factories down and we shipped all our jobs overseas. So we weren't making the money that we used to make. There's the problem. So what do we end up with stock buybacks? What do we end up with QE? All these game plan. What do we end up when the banks turned around and did new accounting rules just for themselves? We ended up not only with a fake 1% inflation, with a fake 2% GDP. We got a fake money. We got fake jobs. They always lie to us about the jobs. We got fake prices in our stocks, way overbought, big bubble. We got fake economic growth. We're not growing at 2% a year. You take the tricks out, we're growing at 1% a year. And we have a fake financial stability, and that's why go to my site, follow me, and you haven't got to worry about it. See, the beautiful thing about being a gang member, no matter what happens, we know what's going to happen. I don't care if they go and they keep propping the stock market up for another year. Let them do it. Let them try to rally the market up 100%. I don't see how they're going to do it. For 5 months, they can't break out to new highs. The only way they could do it is more QE. But they know if they came in with QE, inflation would go. You'd have to go to the supermarket and it would kill you. They don't know what to do, these people. They just don't know what to do. But I know what to do. I know what to do to help you with your retirement. I know one thing. When you retire, you want to live the lifestyle accustomed to. Everybody talks about downsizing. Yeah, sounds easy. Nobody really wants to downsize. By the way, again, we have some wonderful stocks we're working with. I tell my students, you don't need to work with more than 7 stocks. That's even too much. Just 5 stocks. Pick 5 stocks like Schlumberger, Goldman Sachs, Intel, Caterpillar, IBM. That's all you need. All year long, just stay with those stocks and put them on your PT2. That's all you need. That's all you need. You don't need more stocks than that. As long as you know how to short is go long, and we have the technology to do it. Join my gang tonight. Go to my site, philsgang.com, and you'll be glad you did. See you on the charts.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grande, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.